welcome to another one. Yeah, this time we're in the X-Crafts Freeware Embraer 175. Has been quite a while since I took this one for a flight. Probably the last time that you saw it in a video would have been the last time I flew it. No idea when that video may have been, so yeah, not exactly current on this model. Although a lot of it I don't need to know anyway, as we're just going to be hand flying it like a big general aviation plane. So certainly there will be no real world operations happening here if that's what you tuned in for. Yeah, that's not what I do, and certainly not with planes like this. Probably don't need to turn right to be able to use all of the runway. Should be enough to take off from this intersection. Yeah, let's go and attempt to not crash a regional jet today. Looking good. And we bit sideways there. No, we're okay. We are okay. Yeah, so we're up. Let's head north from here at Whangarei onto our next leg of the Highway 1 road trip. And at the end of the flight we will need a slight detour away from Highway 1, which is to get to our destination today of NZKK Kerry Kerry. Yeah, same as where we've just taken off from, Kerry Kerry does have a regional jet sized runway to land on, so that's why we've got this thing out today. Yeah, but before we get there, we'll leave the town of Whangarei behind, where you can find a little shop called Ye Corner Dairy. A place which on Google Reviews, Leonie Osborne gave them 1 star and wrote, "After buying what we believe to be prime drinks," and let's just stop you there for a second, Leonie. Prime being the brand created by internet influencer twats KSI and Logan Paul. So if you're buying overpriced crap from them, and Leonie, you're not off to a good start here if you want to convince any of us that you're not an idiot. I'm just looking at the cloud. Think we're going to need to dive underneath that, aren't we, if we want to see where we're going. Not like it's particularly patchy ahead of us. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go down to try and keep this a VFR flight and actually be able to see Highway 1. I think there's enough room between the cloud base and the ground to fly in, so shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, back to Leonie, who spends her money on rubbish that influencers tell her to. Yeah, the full review and why I'm talking about this, it's the response from the owner which kind of amused me. Yeah, Leonie. After buying what we believe to be prime drinks, we were disheartened to find that it was not the real McCoy. Response from the owner: "What do you mean, bro? Prime and McCoy are 2 different companies." I genuinely have no idea if Leonie would get annoyed by that response or if she just didn't get the joke. Anyway, other stuff we'll be passing on this trip. Over to the left is a farm called Apocalypse Gardens. Interesting name, but an interesting 5-star review by Ruth Dawson. Where part of it says, "The owners are great humans." As opposed to what, Ruth? The other farm you went to, which was run by a duck-billed platypus. Yeah, but that's about it really for reviews for a lot of this journey. With it being a more rural landscape up here, not as populated as some areas, there's not a lot to talk about on Google Maps. Yeah, you get tags for here's the local school or a fire station and things like that, which are informative, but yeah, fairly useless for having some fun in a video. Although, talking videos, I may get one more leg of the road trip series done before this happens, but coming soon will be the promotional stuff in a video for this big scenery project that I've been working on and purposely not really telling you about. Possibly it is time to start mentioning it now though, as I'm at the final bit of beta testing. Then just need to package it all up, get that ready to go and make a little video. We'll actually be uploading this one at the org forum for a change too. It's too big to go on the org forum uploads, so you will still have to download the main part of the scenery from my mega folder, but yeah, all that is coming soon. My guess maybe about a week or so. Yeah, if you've used the South Fiordland scenery, then you're going to feel at home with this one. It's another large area, storyline, missions, all that kind of thing, which hopefully it gives you some fun and occasionally challenging flying. And that's all set within a not always totally serious world that I've invented for it. My mate Vincent, he's the only one who has seen it so far, just so he could do a check that it all works, and his response midway through the first look was rather complimentary. Well, the exact words from him were, "Fucking brilliant offering, I must say." Yes, that's not a bad review, is it? Yeah, my own final beta testing of it did uncover a reasonably large issue with bits disappearing due to a corrupted save, but I've managed to get that sorted and fixed now. Fingers crossed there's nothing else major I find, and if not, then as I say, you can have that relatively soon. And as we're nearly at the end of the Highway 1 series, that's not bad timing for me to start a new video series in the new scenery. Yeah, it's been quite enjoyable to do as well, because there are real airports within the boundaries of this new scenery, so I've tried to make those look more like their real life counterparts. But there's also a similar number of fantasy airfields too, which are always good fun, as I have creative freedom to do whatever I want. Yeah, it's just fit things into the landscape, then play around and try and make them look nice and make them hopefully interesting places to land on. Yeah, so hopefully you'll like it anyway. Right, so getting closer now. I think that's Highway 1 disappearing off to the left there. Highway 10 goes round to the right, and the two of those join up again close to NZKT, and it's all Highway 1 from there onwards. Yes, carry on, and not too far from, well, a place which is Kerry in X-Plane, although I think it may officially be the Bay of Islands Kerry Airport, which is much too long of a name to be bothering with all of that. Okay, thinking we've got way too much speed in a plane that is quite slippery in the air, so we'll fly past and come back in from the other side to give ourselves more room to slow down and get things configured. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, that's the airfield just over to our left now, the brown thing. And the town of Kerry ahead, which is home to Holy Therapy. Yeah, that's my kind of therapy. Lying down, occasional fart. Yeah, I could definitely get on board with a workout like that. It's just the woman sat cross-legged at the front and the word holy in their name. I'm guessing there will be waving of incense later and perhaps a dill and star anise infused enema to purify yourself. So you might give that place a miss after all. I could instead go to the Jerusalem Cafe, as labelled as an Israeli restaurant, where I assume you can get lovely food cooked on the premises whilst finalising your plans for genocide in all of your neighbouring countries, because who wants those dangerous things right on your border like hospitals and humanitarian aid? No, quite right that they all get blown up. Okay, let's turn back a bit close to the airfield maybe, but as I said earlier, today this isn't a regional airliner, it's a big general aviation plane, so I don't mind throwing it around a little bit. Don't totally feel in control of it. I'm not too sure who's driving who here, the plane or me, but we seem to be doing okay, vaguely in the right area of the centre line. Just try and feel our way in, which is a reference to flying and not to Catholic priests and choir boys.
50, 40, 30, 10.
I think we had a bounce, didn't we? But we are down. That was dangerously close to a tail strike. Yeah, did entirely forget that we have speed brakes after landing, but it's a small enough plane on a large enough runway where the wheel brakes were more than enough. So, yeah, parking, both spots are full today, so we'll just stop anywhere here close to the custom built terminal building, which doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that will do. So, next leg of the Highway 1 road trip complete, and I'll see you again soon for what will possibly be another one of these, but if you don't hear from me for a few days, yeah, then it may be all the promotional stuff for the new scenery project instead. So, but whatever it is, until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.